kid with a French last name, Monceaux or something like that.
Miss Phil, what we eating tonight?
Star Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Miss Phil, what we eating tonight?
Star Pizza.
You know, this is cat, and I'm gonna figure out my camera. Turn it off.
Yeah, so Ryan's. I'll go ahead and step in here. Ryan's going to be on the scene, trying to grab some players, get us some shots from on the floor, and me and Galen are just going to sit here and enjoy the show and shoot the shit with you guys. Celebrate another Big 12 title. I want to say that this gets old, but it doesn't. How many of these do we keep doing every year? This is, I mean, it doesn't change, right?
Man, you know what's town? I seen this little it was like a little video of Bob Huggins, and he was having like a little sit down with a couple guys, and they were talking about Houston entering the Big 12, and he said he feels sorry for us.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know, that was the prevailing wisdom. He said that hey, wait till they come and play road games here. It's different than the AAC. Absolutely, it is different. But we're different. You don't know what these guys are made of. The West Virginia boys, they gave it a good shot, but I think we got more Big 12 titles than them now.
Yeah. Hold on.
I mean, the list of
Ryan might have to mute himself, huh? You might have to. That shit sounds bad, brother.
I'm not muted.
What do you say?
Damn, it's reading out on my screen.
There we go.
Ryan, we can't hear you there.
But I just
okay,
think
you muted it now.
I just think that it's interesting for a guy like Bob Huggins, who's very familiar with Coach Sam. They've competed against each other and whatnot. For him to make that statement, not knowing, acting like he doesn't know the cloth that Coach Sam is cut from, that is actually very surprising to me.
Well, he was lucky he got away from the AAC before he got a taste of what Kelvin was bringing.
Yeah,
he just didn't know. I mean, and I'll tell you this: what Kelvin turned into, the worst. I'll say this: the worst thing and the best thing that ever happened to him in his basketball career was the issues that he got into at OU and at Indiana that led him to the NBA, because that made his time in the NBA made him a much better coach tactically and had a much deeper knowledge of the game and ways to affect the game and ways to get the most out of guys. Because, I mean, NBA, you got to coach a little bit different. You got 82 games and you got to figure out ways to be able to get the top effort out of guys.
Towns, I remember Coach Sam, he told me the story about how different it is in the NBA. And I forget what team he was with, but he had Samuel Dalembert. And he was trying to get Samuel Dalembert to hedge harder on the screen. And Samuel Dalembert wouldn't do it. And then so he was like, Sam, why the hell you can't why you can't do what I'm asking you to do? And he was like, Coach, I don't know if you know, but in my contract, if I get this board, if I get X amount of rebounds, that's like $5 more million for me and my kids. Fuck hedging your screen. I'm trying to get this rebound. So like what people don't realize is there's so many things you have to work around at the NBA level. And it's just like once you're able to navigate that, I like to whenever you coach or play basketball in in America, Europe, China, whenever you're seasoned in that way, I like to call it gumbo. Like the more different places you play, the more different places you coach, is another ingredient to your gumbo. And you don't want no gumbo that's just got one, one thing in it. You want some sausage, you want some all that good shit. So I definitely think him going to the NBA level, let alone being around Pop and how, we all know what type of a great coach that Greg Popovich is. So just being around that type of energy, man, that it can only help you.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, with his time away and he came back to U of H, in the American at the time, nobody was paying attention. I mean, he just took over a program that was struggling. So nobody noticed until basically really the win over San Diego State. And then all of a sudden we were on the radar. And then, it took a while to get any kind of momentum as far as recognition from the national guys. But he just kept going and going and going. And, when you watch U of H play, you don't know how they do it, because it's not a team that's going to shoot the lights out. It's not pretty. The offense, you'll hear all the time people complain, oh, well, our offense didn't score in 3 or 4 minutes. It's like, well, neither did they. But it's just not. It's built for coaches. It's one that it's built for coaches and built for winning. It's not built to sell popcorn.
Yeah, and I like to think about how far our program has come. Like I just remember the days where I used to go to the games. It was nobody there when I was a recruit, and then to my freshman year, we barely, it was just like a steady increase. And it's just, when you don't skip steps and you do things the right way, no matter how long it may take, it's going to generate the results that that you want to generate. And it's just like with our coaches, how dedicated they were in film, how hard they were on us. They didn't skip any steps building the foundation. So that's why you can move out a guy, put a new guy in, and then it's not a drastic drop off. So there's a reward that Coach Sampson, he always talks about the basketball gods. Whenever you do things the right way, they'll reward you. And it's just like, I just feel like that's what our program is receiving right now, is whenever you don't skip steps, you do what you're supposed to do, you do it the right way, and you actually build an organic program, you have no choice but to win. And, granted, the mindset that our coaches have, their knowledge, their expertise, even Coach Bishop with building our guys, getting them stronger, making them mentally tougher. We have all the ingredients in place in order to have success. And it was only a matter of time before we had the level of success that we're having now, because there aren't many programs that are doing what we're doing. There aren't many programs that are cut from the DNA that we're cut from. So it's like, I feel like that is what sets us apart from 99% of the rest of the country, so I'm proud of our guys, man.
While Huggy was dismissive, and a lot of the announcers and fans
that's ego.
Were somewhat dismissive behind the scenes. They knew that U of H getting a platform in the Big 12 is going to cause them a nightmare. I don't think anybody even from a fandom goes, I don't think anybody expected this. I mean, we expected to be really good, but I mean, if you go back and look at what we predicted before the season started. We thought 5 wins would win the conference. 5 losses. I mean, thought if you could win 5 or less or lose 5 or less, you were going to win the conference. And here we are with only 1 loss in conference. But you know who didn't lose?
Tom. Who?
Star Pizza.
Hey, it sounds like this is an analogy that I would like to use. It don't matter what kitchen you in, as long as you got the ingredients, that shit is gonna come out close to the same. And it's just like our coaches, man. They, regardless of what, if Coach Sampson was in a swag, his formula would not change. So it's like it's no secret. It's no the proof is in the pudding, and what he does works, and that's why we're here where we are. And it's just like it's kind of rewarding, because for some reason, no matter how much we accomplish, we'll probably never get the credit that we're due, which is fine. You know, we go to the Big 12 and people want to talk about how many quad won. It's never enough.
Right.
But whenever you are consistently, you know, you're being consistent, it's only a matter of time. And it's just like, I just feel like us winning this for the second time, you know, one time you can get lucky, but winning this a second time, that's no accident. You had to go out and bust some ass. So it's just like, man, I'm proud of our guys. And I can't even imagine the amount of doubt that, you know, when they lost, you know, some early games that they weren't, you know, used to losing, how that may have affected them. But like, you know, they stuck with it. They stayed with the grind. They stayed with how hard coach is, man. And it blew up into this. So I'm just so happy for our guys. So happy for our coaching staff.
Star Pizza. They hooked us up yesterday.
For sure.
Tom from our No Conference for Old Men was in town. He came down, met him for lunch yesterday, and Jamie came down, who does all of our pregame scouting reports. Had lunch with them and Randy, a longtime friend. There's Deaky chilling in the back. And they hooked us up today, and then I turned around and looked. They hooked up the students today.
That's tough.
Fed them. I mean, dude, those people go above and beyond, man.
Hey, man, take y'all ass a Star Pizza. We
celebrate. This is where you do it.
Man, take y'all ass a Star Pizza, man. Shut up. Ryan, you on mute. You on mute.
Hold on, let me take it off.
There we go. Oh, man.
Check one.
They said we was in the AAC and we weren't going to do like that. We're going to come to the Big 12 come back to back and forth. Back like Jordan, though. Back to back like 2-3. What's happening from the venue? I ain't even at home. I ain't even thought about to get on this today, y'all, but it's happening live for like 5 minutes. Let's go.
Say less, man.
Good to see you.
I feel like a reporter now. Who you doing, TJ?
This winning shit never gets old, man. This never gets old.
I feel like I just played in the game. I swear to God, the only thing I didn't do that. I heard the first.
Oh, the trophy?
The picture and everything, too.
When, you know, it's great to see both of you guys so happy and involved, because I mean, this isn't just the result of having a great season this year, having a great season last year. This is year to year, and you guys kept building on this and creating this and helping build this beast. So I'm excited to see y'all, how excited y'all are for the guys out there right now, because y'all still have big ownership of this program.
Good, man. Keep talking, and then it can trickle down. That's it right now. I'm starting long. LJ, T-Tip, and follow. Even though LJ not a point guard, but it's still there. Yeah. That mindset matures. Yeah, what they talking about?
He just wants to look at the comments now. He's just going to go to everything.
Tell me, what the comments talking about, man?
We savage, man. We savage the devil.
Here we go. Net cutting time.
Savage the devil.
Savage. You're so far behind, Brad.
I am. I don't know where we are.
Here we are. That's where we are. That's where we are.
We're indeed savage.
Yeah, I got
hey, shout out Deep, man. Shout out Deep.
It's one of y'all number one fans.
All right.
Shout out to him too, man.
We're losing audio.
Good, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. So what do you say?
You can watch deep with no sound.
Appreciate you. Is that okay? He is so excited. I was with him earlier, and he was very sleepy, and now he's changed. He's happy. The players are milling around, enjoying this with the fans. It was a lot of fun. Thank y'all all for being here with us. We didn't know until the game ended. Like, the game was over before they brought the net out. They did not tell us they were doing this beforehand. A lot of people left, but they decided to do this other than doing it at 10:30, 11, 12 Monday night. This made more sense for Kelvin to not commit to it until the game was over. Uh, I'm going to try to get someone else. How was the audio with him?
Terrible.
Okay, well then we'll wait because
Yeah.
it is so loud in here.
I
Yeah,
mean, we're here for a while. I'd go
Yeah.
find a good spot.
All right, have a nice day.
We'll see you in a minute.
Did he get off?
Do what?
Did he get off?
Let's see here. Well, he's I don't know how to get him off. Let me.
So
there we go. Yeah.
So
Technology, baby.
So what you want to touch on, Towns? You want to talk about the winning the conference or the game right now?
Let's talk about the game while we're here because that's
okay. Let's talk about the game. So I think that it's a early on when I think the lead was it was about 10-2, and from what I've seen in those 2 or 3 possessions, I don't think Los is being that aggressive. So I think Coach Sampson, there was a timeout. Coach Sampson made a sub. He put Malik in for Los, and it's just we went on like a little run, and they didn't score for like I think it was probably 6 minutes, and I'm just marveled that Los is probably playing like an all conference guard at this right now, and to be able to have trust in your bench where you can sub out a guy of that caliber out and expect a different outcome. That speaks volumes to the depth that you have as a team.
Yep.
And
that's what we've been talking about. This was a perfect example of what we've been talking about when it comes to Malik, is that his progression and his growth over the entire year. He's gone from a guy that you're hoping that can hold things together while you're getting other people rest to a guy who actually gives you a different look, a guy who you can go to that you don't have any questions of what he's going to do out there. He's going to make them defend you differently because he brings something different to the table.
Yeah. And I just think that's such a weapon to have, let alone it's March 1st. And I feel like we're not I feel like last year our team was more so top heavy. But I feel like this year the wealth is more, it's shared more. And I feel like when you have a team like that, it's dangerous. And there's certain cases where we can go to our bench and we can actually get better. You got a guy like JoJo who's I think he's an NBA level talent, once he puts it all together. Mm-hmm. But let's say there's a game where he might not be doing what his job. He might not be doing his job, but you can go to your bench with a guy like Big J Francis and better free throw shooter, more experience. You can go to that as a security blanket, and I just feel like that is such a luxury to have as a coach because not everybody can go to their bench and sometimes get better.
I was really excited whenever they made that switch and to change things up. Luckily for the TV viewing audience, we didn't see the 10-2 start. We only saw it I think it was 8-2 when the lights came on for us. So I think I appreciate them waiting for us before they unleashed the hounds. So that was cool. But we went to a 4-guard lineup, and it was over.
Yeah.
And I got to contain myself because I don't like being up and down too much. But make a highlight reel of Terrence Arsenault and give that to him and let him watch that over and over and over again, because that's the kid that we all know that he is. That's the guy that's the X factor in this March run coming up, because he played lights out. He played with confidence. He played in the flow. He didn't wait for things to happen. He made things happen. He took control when he needed to.
You know, and like I think I said this before about Terrence, is he has great positional size. He's about 6'6", 6'7". But with the plays he was making, I highlighted that in the first half. He looked comfortable coming off the screen and rolls. It's like his mindset was aggressive, and he looked strong. Like he just looked explosive. He looked decisive. And it's just like, it just takes me back to whenever the practice that I went to before the season started. The coaches were Terrence. Like, it was almost like, if you pass a fucking ball, you're going to run. Do not pass the fucking ball. And it's just like, now to see how the seed has grown, like with this confidence and breathing that into him, man, that is just, he is the X factor. If he's on his game and he has the right mentality, along with Los, he can take our team from this to this alone, because he has an ability that none of our guards has. He has great positional size. He can shoot. He can take it to the post, elevate over just about anybody, and he can play the small ball forward. So it's like, when he's clicking, man, it's Pandora's box. And that's just, man, it has truly been a pleasure to watch, from, you know, him hurting himself, being kind of unsure of certain things, to playing at this high of a level and being the X factor on a team that we think can win a national championship.
Yeah. I mean, I see him playing. He just plays too often. He plays hesitant, like he is waiting for permission to be great. You know, he doesn't want to offend anybody by taking a shot out of turn or something like that. But that's just not the way that this team is. They want to take advantage of that. Oh, you just muted yourself.
Yeah, because it got some foolishness going on outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he reminds me a little bit of, you would see the hesitancy in Damian Dunn. You would see the hesitancy in what's his name? Jarris.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He still plays like that at times, except for like tonight when he came out and said, "I'm going to do what I need to do," and just, you know, I don't know how to put it other than you play unconscious.
Yeah.
Meaning you're not thinking at all. You're just out there playing. Yeah. You're just going on vibes because you know what you're doing, and you let your talent take over. And when he does that, man, that kid he's just got so much talent.
I just think that a lot of times, you know, these kids are young, and they're unaware of how dangerous they are. And it's like, when they come out with a certain mindset, how that fires up the team. Like, they're just not aware of the impact and, you know, the heights that they can push our ceiling to. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to that. But like I said, man, I'm glad that this is a great time to be playing a downhill brand of basketball where you're just being ultra aggressive. This is a great time for him to be tapping into that, and hopefully he can close and finish out the season on that note, on that level of aggression.
Yep.
But I also want to talk about Big J Francis, man.
That was next on my list.
Man, his free throw shooting, he looks comfortable, he looks confident. He's taking his time. He's not moving off the line. He doesn't look uncertain. I'm proud of him, because if you're starting, he was a starting 5-man on a team that was ranked #1 in the country last year. And so, you know, now you're coming off the bench, you have a new role that you had to, you know, adjust to still have the mindset of team first and still being able to do your job, wait your turn, and let alone do your job at a high level. that shows a ton of maturity from that kid, man. I'm very proud of him.
That little left-handed hook that he's come up with,
Man,
it looks weird as hell, but it keeps going in.
the thing is, I think his left-handed hook is better. He has more touch with the left.
Yeah.
He
You're
has a
absolutely
lot
right.
more touch with
It's
the
like
left.
he actually shoots with his left hand, but when he goes up right-handed, it's like he's almost throwing the ball down into the hole.
Man, times I got a story to tell you. So with Jay Francis, he went to the same high school that I went to for a period of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were playing in a preseason tournament. One of my buddies, he's now an assistant coach for Coach Brooks at Lamar. He was the head coach. I was the assistant coach because the head coach can't coach in preseason tournaments. So I remember when I seen him, and it looked like his knuckles were dragging on the ground when he was walking. And then once I seen how coordinated he was, how fluid how athletic he was, I called Coach Brooks. Called them immediately. I said, y'all need to get y'all ass down to Westbury Christian today. And just to see him in a Cougar uniform and to see how he's grown and matured, it is like, it makes my heart warm. It really does make it because that kid, man, that is a special kid. And he still has a lot of great basketball, and let alone at a high level left in him. But it's like, man, I'm beyond proud of that kid, man. Beyond proud.
Yeah, he's been fun. It's funny. A couple of years ago, the first time we had Kellen on here in preseason, it was after JBR's freshman year. He said, "Keep an eye on this kid. Keep an eye on this kid. He has basically no experience playing the game, but he's going to do something. He's going to do something soon." And man, he's just kept working at it and working at it and working at it. And man, he just looks good out there.
Yeah.
I mean, last year I called him kind of said he plays kind of like a baby moose, just trying to get his legs and arms and get his entire body together.
You ever seen one of them? You ever seen one of them things on the side of the car salesman dealerships? It's like the balloons are like you know what I mean? Like it's like it was kind of a little like that. Like it was just I don't even know what them shit's called, but it's just man. But it's like he looks so much more strong, so much more composed, man. It is the growth of all these guys, man. It's been.
I wish we could get him an extra year, man, because one more, just a fifth season would do him wonders.
Yeah. And another thing I wanted to touch on is like this year, I think we're one of the slowest playing teams in college basketball. Like our tempo this year isn't what it, I
mean, our pace is always low.
Yeah, but it's just like whenever Ryan, are you here for good? Or are you about to check?
We'll see. I came and sat down.
But whenever you run actions so much, you become predictable, and it's all on film because plays are scripted. But it was like one possession in the first half where I think we got to stop, and we were just playing 0.5 basketball. If you're not open, pass it, cut, do all, and it's just like it looks so fluid, and it was so unpredictable because the other team had no idea what we were going to run. We didn't call out a set, we didn't call out nothing. We were just hooping, and it's like I feel like even though our half court execution is really good, whenever we're playing just random basketball, just within the flow, I feel like we're an even more dangerous team because we have so many weapons on the offensive end.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing, with our tempo, I don't normally like a slow tempo team, but I don't feel like we're really slow tempo. We don't look like we're trying to slow it down.
Not like Virginia.
We run, we run when it's there.
Yeah.
But we're one of those teams that make you work your ass off on defense. Yeah. And we're going to double up on that because we're going to make you work your ass off on offense too. Normally you think that you're going to be able to get a chance to rest on offense. Honestly, our team rests on offense.
Yeah.
We have the ability in That's just the way by way of the way we play, is that we can take our time offensively. Guys can get a breather.
Yeah.
And then go back and beat the hell out of you on defense.
Yeah. You got anything, man?
All right, so I can stop reading this shit. Address this. There's about 6 or 7 posts about people complaining about our press or getting beat by the press.
In the last few minutes, you did.
When we were up 15.
Right. You're up 16, 18. I mean, okay. I mean, not everybody can go balls to the wall. You're trying to run out the clock at that point.
Yeah.
Is kind of how I felt. It wasn't pretty, but you had already you had accomplished what you needed to accomplish pretty much at that point. I mean, I think that's just, yeah, okay. You got your ring. You did what you needed to do. You got your T-shirt. You got your little piece of net. You got this. You got this weird-looking trophy. Emmanuel was excited to show off.
Nice. I don't know what
that
that
ain't
is,
bad.
but hey, it's
It's
cool.
it's rising from the ground somehow. You got a ladder. Things are working out for you. I just don't know how you can be upset right now. Of all the times in the world,
If they were a pressing team, we probably would have went over how to break it. But that they.
Well, here's the deal.
So it's
you even heard it. You even heard it listening to Jay Wright talk about it. Is that if this game wasn't a blowout right now,
yeah,
U of H would be going and instead of pulling the ball back, they would be going and scoring.
Trying to score.
We're only trying to run out the clock at this point.
Yeah.
We're already popping champagne in our heads. But anybody that tries to press us is inviting their own physical death because we will run that ass in the ground.
Yeah.
You might get a steal here or there. But you're about to get destroyed because that don't last long.
Yeah.
And this was a game where the referees were not calling much. I mean, they just weren't a lot of fouls. And they could have called one near half court against Jawan. I mean, he got tackled to the ground. So they're not calling it late. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good strategy to have if they're not going to call the fouls.
So,
but I'm gonna show you. They altered the backboards.
Oh, nice.
There's a for the city there in that bottom right corner, but they put those on for the celebration, the net cutting. Cincinnati's never had that, as far as I know. I'm gonna check into our stats to see if they've had that Big 12 champion backboard. They finally turned the damn music off. They wanted us to do interviews with that music blaring, and it's just impossible.
100%.
So we didn't get the interviews we hoped for. Sorry about that. Hope you got to see a little bit of the guys cutting the nets. Kelvin cut it, I think, while we were on. And if you heard Dinky, great. If you didn't, he was in a very good mood.
Very good mood. Very pleasant.
Yeah. Happy. I did the H Association barbecue before the game. This is the 47th year they've done that. We did 2 panels. There was something horrifically wrong with traffic, and a couple of the guys got delayed. So we did a football panel with DC Nobles, who was a quarterback of the 73 team that went 11-1. He was the first black quarterback ever at this school. And Jason McKinley, who did, less, but I love Jason. And then Don Chaney and Deaky. It was on the
that right there is worth the price of admission.
It was good. It was pretty good. You had Don Chaney, Louisiana boy, 2 Final Fours. Deaky, Louisiana boy, 1 Final Four. Monceaux, Louisiana boys, 0 Final Fours. On the stage together.
But
they were great. They were fantastic. Don Chaney was tremendous. like I had never been in that kind of situation with him, and he was fantastic. His hands are about like
Yeah,
this,
no, yeah.
and they just
His arms,
swallowed me. He
his
has
arms,
long
his
arms.
arm span is like 7'3". Like, yeah.
Yeah, but his hands just, he was like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And it was almost like doing a little curtsy handshake, but he swallowed me. Diki was there. He was great.
Ryan, you gotta choose your words,
Phrasing.
brother.
What did I say?
Goodness.
Oh,
My goodness.
okay, you're right.
Oh my goodness. That was crazy.
I took myself off just because of how bad that was.
You
I
did
cut
what?
myself.
Man, you were really all over it. Uh,
Oh. Hey, Coach has to be like, he'll be like, son, down and back.
exactly.
All right, fuck all y'all. No, I'm just gonna let y'all look at the floor.
Oh man. So is it only the players that are out there?
No, the players are up the tunnel right now. They're doing hugs up the tunnel. That's just fans,
Oh, okay.
managers, a lot of managers. But that's how y'all roll.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to behave. I apologize. So many people stopped me today at the barbecue, at the game, to say, "Man, we love your shows. We love your website. Love what y'all are doing." A woman told me she was so happy when Quantus was on a couple weeks ago that I shut up and that you and Quantus talked, Galen. And I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." Um, but she was fantastic. It was actually Corey Davis's grandmother, is who that was. She was fantastic. We talked. She asked a question at the barbecue, like, "Is U of H only Louisiana kids?" So I went and chest bumped her. We had a nice time.
U of H has a long history of a pipeline into Louisiana.
Huge history of guys in Louisiana, and Don Cheney and Eldon Hayes.
One of my favorite teammates, Shane Buteau from New
Sam
Iberia.
Buteau. Yep. Corey and the guys on this team, JVR, JoJo, Malik, a lot of guys.
Gonna keep some boot boys on the squad for sure.
Nope. Got to have them. You don't go to Final Fours here without them.
Gotta have them. B-Mo.
The panels were great. Thank you so much. So I expected like 5 or 6 people on each of those panels, and we had 2. And so my questions were like, all right, I don't have enough for all of y'all. But we managed. Diki and Don Cheney really made it easy. He was great. He was so good. That's a guy we're going to have on this at some point because he was that good. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
I like that name.
I struggle.
I like that name, Carnifex Maximus. What is that? What? Tell us the origin of that.
No, don't. Why are you saying that?
Means.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to know what that means.
So y'all talked about the basketball game and such. There was a game
a little bit
before the net cutting. They had a game.
Yeah. Just proud of those guys, man. I think like in the second half, whenever we I think we blew the lead up to about 18, we were making it was one possession in particular where we made I think E-Man had saved it behind his back and Lowe's caught at the top of the key. And you could just tell with the constant hustle plays that it was demoralizing for Cincinnati for that period of time. It's just like, because you know that you're not supposed to give those types of plays up as a team. And to watch it unfold in front of you is like, it kind of takes the air from under your wing, So, like I said, man, I'm proud of our guys. They played hard, but the toughest team wins.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, man. Toughest team won. Excuse me.
I get excited by just like the most simple things. The play that got me really excited was a high screen pick and roll at the 3-point line with with Cryer, and I think it was the second half. But anyhow,
When he
got
rolled,
the pick, and JoJo rolled, and LJ was able to hesitate, allow him to roll to give himself a little bit of space. It pulled the guy back a little bit and made him wide open from about 9 feet. It was just a perfectly encapsulates how in the flow of the game that they were, that he wasn't rushing it. He was able to wait and let the read and let the play develop without trying to push it and rush everything. And I literally stood up and said, that's how you do it.
And one thing also I wanted to point out was JoJo, whenever they're playing a get game with him, and it's basically like a get game is, let's say JoJo's at the top of the key. The guard passes it to him and runs and gets the ball back from him. Because a lot of times the person that's guarding the guard, whenever the ball is passed, you tend to relax. And it's just so whenever he gets the ball, our guard goes back and gets it from him. And a lot of the times they're open, and he's getting more creative with learning how to screen off of that and learning where to place passes. And I just think that him being able to I think he made like a nice backdoor pass to LJ, I think, in the first half. And it's like he's getting more and more comfortable with the ball in his hands. Like I've started to notice that, and it's just like going into March, and even for his future with our program, that is going to be a big weapon for us as he continues to get better.
JoJo led you in assists tonight.
Yeah,
He didn't have very many. You had 9, but he had 3 of those. And I mean, he's, that guy. My favorite play was Javier taking the ball basically from half court and going all the way to the hoop. I'm going to play point guard now. Y'all just sit over there.
I really wish I could actually be allowed to clip these and we could show them without
CBS not going to like that.
Without getting a strike.
Thank you so much. Very happy. Cincinnati shot pretty well. Has to feel demoralizing to still lose like that, similar to the Baylor game. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like that little West guy. I don't know. Just something about him pisses me off.
Man.
I know you do. You like the weirdest white guys I've ever seen.
I just respect game, and I respect his demeanor. Like he's like an upbeat, positive guy. I fuck with that.
He's like a Chihuahua or
Jack Chihuahuas are very upbeat. They're very happy.
Little Jack Russell bouncing around all over.
Jack Russell, yeah. Jack Russell with the shit.
Shout out to him and his program. Have lost 12 in a row to Houston now. So before y'all beat them in 2016, they had won, I believe, 27 of 28 in this series. They were 27-1. And y'all beat them twice in a row. They lost twice in a row. And then it's been 12 straight. That ain't bad.
Nah, Mick Cronin had them guys playing at us. Unbelievable.
This goes back to 1957. This was before Mick had hair.
I'm just saying, like, Coach Sampson should show us like these guys are the standard. Like this is where I'm trying to get y'all. Like that's how hard Mick Cronin had his teams playing, and it's just Coach Sampson. Obviously, we know how tough he is, and for him to show that level of respect to another coach in his program speaks volumes.
I mean, it felt like the Cumberland family was there for 15 years.
Sure.
Like it's like, when's this guy going to graduate? Good Lord.
We can't say that when we didn't have J1 for damn near a decade.
Well, that was pre-COVID. That was pre-COVID.
I think Jawan is now in the years he played, not the year he redshirted, but the years he's played. I believe he's 11-0 against Cincinnati. You're going to be here a long time for that to happen.
But credit to Cincinnati. I mean, they fought back and made it. They covered.
I don't even know what the number was.
13.5 last time I saw.
That's
but
pretty
anyway,
high.
if that was Kansas, that score would have been a 30-point win because they'd have tapped out about the 14-minute mark.
Yeah. So I'm saying, he omits great energy, great competitive energy. I feel like
Emits, not omits. But
Emits.
yeah,
Omits.
yeah.
Omits?
Omit, that means he takes away.
You're right.
Emit means he pushes it out. Okay, don't say anything. Ryan, did you say hi to Andre Young? No, I don't give a shit about NFL players. Just who cares?
You know what? You know what the low key best part of this win is? That's not really the benefit at all. The fact that I don't really feel compelled to watch Arizona and Iowa State tonight.
Yeah, don't have to stay up for that. I'm saying stay up because I've been working since 5 o'clock. All right, Brad, for you, tell us about this.
Freeway TA?
TA Freeway. So U of H posted this on social medias. TA going wild. I guess it's the Spaghetti Bowl there at I-10 and the Beltway West, because at Wilcrest, I think, is right there. And there was a comment on Twitter underneath this photo that you said you read in Calvin's voice, which I could have heard
sat
this.
there and I laughed for about 15 minutes.
Okay, well, that's sad.
But
But yeah, I'm going to put it on the screen if I can.
Parents, that's the fucking highway. What the fuck are you doing? And I could just see him stomping on the sideline, screaming.
Yeah, what are you doing on the freeway? Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That was pretty good. Not going to lie. There it is. Finally.
Drinking Dolph. Elite name.
Oh, that's good. But man, they called it. They put him as the highlight player, and he showed up.
I didn't know that's how it worked.
Also, stat of the day: JoJo only had one foul.
You know, Day Thomas had 4 in about 8 minutes of play. I thought he had gotten the JoJo TED Talk before the game because he had 3 in the first half. You never see a team with it, and I mean he had 3 in like 9 minutes, like 9 minutes to play, and then came out in the first 2 minutes, got that 4th, and that's when U of H put it on cruise.
You know, I could tell that their work and preparation for this game was about they got to be tough. They got to match They got to match Houston physically. They got to bring the exact same physicality. When teams do that, they always get in foul trouble if they're not built like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I'm walking across the arena, so the video's on you for a minute. But talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I removed you from the stage, so you can join when you're back.
What the hell is Ryan doing?
I think he's going to go try to maybe get some interviews. Maybe who knows?
Okay.
But yeah, when teams really, if they're not built as being a real tough team, when they try to be tough, that's when they start getting a lot of fouls, get a lot of reaching, and you realize that it ain't as easy as flipping a switch and just being more aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to start that a long time.
Yeah, but I do think that when you get a team down 18 at home, that lead has to go to 25. It can't come.
Oh yeah.
They can't come down to single digits. So whoever made the comment earlier, I understand where they made that comment. I understand where it came from, and I also agree. It's like you got to do a better job of putting teams away, let alone at the crib, because you don't want to. It is March, and it's almost like as soon as the calendar hits March 1st, crazy shit just starts happening.
Mhm.
Like the shit that has never happened before just becomes normal. Like some shit that who was playing? I think it was Bama in Tennessee. A dude hit it was like 2 game winners.
Oh yeah,
And it's just like dude hit this shit from half court.
it was
Cash.
just
And it's
it was
damn.
like 4 daggers in a
Yeah,
row,
and
back and
it's
forth.
just like, man, you just want to stay as far away from that as possible. Because the last thing that you want to happen is shit, how my junior and senior year ended. Just game winner, can't respond. Like it's just, that's a tough pill to swallow. So like while you got a team down, man, and they're at your mercy, obliterate them. Like don't turn the ball over. Make sure you get a good shot every possession.
Yeah, and it's you can never let a team believe that they can beat you.
Yeah.
If you let them have hope.
Yeah. You don't want to give anybody no hope, man.
You have to crush their will, and you don't slow down until their parents come and drag you off the floor because you're beating their child too much.
Mm. Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing. We'll never stop being grateful for what's happening right now. Best part is the job is not done. It's not. You got a long way to go in this season.
Well, not only that, I still don't think we still haven't played our best game yet.
No, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I don't think you have clicked yet. And you're 25-4, and the Big 12 champs. What are you, 17-1? Is that what it is? You have 2 games left. Yeah, hasn't clicked. Maybe one day, kids. Maybe one day.
I got a question for y'all before we go to any other comments.
Okay.
Would y'all prefer us be the last 1 seed or the first?
Yes.
Seed? Or
No.
the first 2 seed?
You get a little bit more preferential treatment in where you go. I think you want to be the one in the West. That is the perfect setup. If you're the last 2 seed, you're the 2 in the West.
The first 2 seed.
Or excuse me. Well, the first 2 seed is the 5th team.
Yeah.
So that team is in the West as well, but you're playing one line better all the way through to the regional final. Does that make sense?
But I'm just talking just from a matchup standpoint, because when you're
Matchup with who?
Like when you're a 1 seed, you're gonna play a talented and underachieving 8-9. That's what's gonna be your matchup, and those matchups scare me.
Oh, but you're also looking at a 10-7, which can be a big issue as a 2 seed.
I'd prefer a 10-7.
Okay. Well, you're like all the crazy people that think the blue shirt makes you lose games at home. Just because you've lost to the 1 seed the last couple of years in the Sweet 16.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind
Like,
It doesn't matter.
And also, usually an 8-9, that's an SEC team.
Well, they're all going to be SEC teams this year. You're going to have 50 SEC teams in this tournament. And you're just going to have to figure. They're going to put all their bubble teams are going to be in at a 9-10. Watch. Texas is going to make it as like a 9 seed instead of where they belong, which is the NIT.
CBI.
Good one.
Do they still play that? Because I don't know.
I don't know.
It's weird how you used to like start planning for the CBI mid-February, and now you don't even know if they play it.
But they had the CBI, and there was another tournament they had.
Whatever. What happens if E-Man gets going? Brad, did you answer that on the 1 or the 2?
Do what?
Did you answer his question about being a 1 or a 2?
I don't. To me, it really doesn't matter, just as long as we get the right location. I prefer the location.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it 2 because as a 2, there's a really good chance you're going to get a 10. And 10's probably going to be a lower, probably a mid-major.
Maybe.
That's right.
It also gives you something to be pissed off about. And that might not be the worst thing in the world.
No, not at all.
What do
just
you
have a-
mean by
I have a
best
feeling
location?
I have a feeling Florida's going to slide into the.
Well, it's going to be Florida, Houston. Florida lost this week. I mean,
Well, you know how the SEC is.
you're right there.
In
Well,
football, you got quality losses.
yeah.
I love those quality losses.
Well, they're doing it. When you said the location matters more to you, are you talking in the first weekend, the second weekend?
It means avoiding Auburn and Alabama.
Okay. Well, I think you're going to do that. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Alabama has slid. They're solidly a 2, I think.
Well, after today, absolutely.
Well, they've lost 2 in a row, and they're kind of on a little bit of a right now.
Well, I mean, I don't care. Bama could be seeded. They could be a 13th seed. I don't care. I don't want to see them.
Don't want to see them.
I just don't. I hate that matchup. I've hated that matchup for 3 years.
And you might see them again in Vegas next year, but that's next year. I think getting the 1 or the 2 in the West is what you're probably going to get. At this point, I think you're the 1. So you could either go to Wichita or Denver, I think would be the 2 spots. Wichita is a pain in the ass to get to. So I would prefer Denver. And Denver, it's a very good, easy walk around downtown. You're going to be in San Francisco that second weekend. Also a pain in the ass, but you can figure it out. This is like the second one of these this year. Oh, wait.
Matchups.
Same guy giving me another one. I love it. Thank you, John. Michael, I appreciate that. It doesn't happen very often. I remember going to a CBI game. I want to say against BYU. I remember Texas in a CBI. Around 2005.
That was the year before the final year of Dickey, I believe.
Oh, was that during Dickey? Okay.
Yeah, that was Dickey time.
There was some drinking in those days. Not so much these days.
A lot of it back then.
NIT. You played Nevada, Valpo, and Tulsa in 2010 in the CBI. You went to Oregon State the next year in the CBI. Dickey.
Gee, so there's
Yeah, you got
I don't
Texas.
even know what CBI means. What are y'all talking about?
The Collegiate Basketball Invitational.
You're like, fuck that. We didn't acknowledge that.
The 80th best team in the country. Go. When David Rose was their head coach, I do not remember that, y'all. And I would have been around for it if it was 20 years ago, but I believe you. I just don't remember it. We can scratch Clyde. We can scratch NIT at Vanderbilt under Ray Mack. BYU NIT first round 2006. I do not remember that. Okay. Y'all are right. I am wrong.
What a man.
Thank you.
Holy shit. You admitted that?
Oh, no, I'm wrong a lot. It's a lot easier to admit it than to try to argue. Like, fine, you're right. Galen, Mark Pope said yesterday or day before that he wants a 40-game regular season. As a former college player, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know the guy. That's a terrible idea.
He's the head coach at Kentucky.
I mean, yeah, I know who he is.
Oh, okay. All right.
Know him, but he's coach. He's one of my mentors is on that staff, Mikhail McLean.
Yep.
I don't know if Mikhail would even agree with that. So yeah, I think that's that's wild.
That is an SEC talking point is just what that is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stupid,
I don't think
stupid comment.
it's not my favorite.
absolutely insane. I mean, that's asking way too much.
That's
I mean,
a-
that's
a-
grinding these guys into dust. I mean, I can't believe anybody would ever even think that would be
a good idea.
a wise decision.
Yeah.
It's like, look, Mark, your team ain't gonna get any better than what it is in 40 games. It's all that means you just want to make more money and want to pack that house a little bit more. That's it, because they're just gonna keep getting beat.
It sounds like one of those things that he was asked to float an idea. Like, let's float it and see how people react.
40 games.
And then if you're going to turn the tournament, if you're going to make the tournament a 76 team or whatever it is that they want to do, so add another game. This season is long. I mean, you start working out June 1st. The season ends 8 days into April, generally. That's not good. I just think it's a bad idea, and I think it's something that somebody in SEC wanted to float. I would advocate for U of H playing in the CBI every year if it were the Chicken Biscuits Invitational.
I think we should
Screw
host,
this NCAA tournament crap. Go to that, the
I think we
Bojangles.
should host a Star Pizza Invitational.
SBI.
I think play 40 games, then play 4 to 5 games in the conference tournament, and then
At least 3.
maybe 6.
How many exhibition games do we get?
2 now. So you get 2 exhibition, 31 in the regular season, 3 to 4 to 5 in your conference tournament, 6 in the NCAA tournament, or the NIT is 4, I think. He's talking about extending the season, yes, but he's talking about playing more games. And that's the issue. It's not about the length of the season, although they keep extending it out.
I mean, if you added 2 weeks on or a week and a half onto the season, even a week, I'd 100% support that.
Yeah.
Give more time and more rest, especially when it comes to mid-February and on. Because I mean, dude, it's getting to the point now where it's a survival of the fittest, of hoping you don't have a guy go down with an injury, because guys are falling off left and right.
Shit, seeing E-Man go down the second half, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Please get up.
I will say though, they showed a replay of that, and that's how you put up a screen. That's how you throw a screen right there. Hate to give them those kind of props, but I mean, dude, that was picture perfect.
I don't know that I understand this. Serious question. Has Coach ever said something during practice that was a hard pause?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, son,
I thought I understood, but I was a little worried I didn't.
But son, you're long, you're big. Use your size. It's like, hey, yo. But you got to understand, old people, they don't, that's not how they think.
We'd have to take Kelvin off the screen at this point.
Yeah. Coach Sam, he's a villain when it comes to pauses because he don't give a shit.
Okay.
My favorite thing to do is when when J1 gets on the post game show and it's up there on the stage with Kelvin, and just to watch his reaction to everything that Kelvin says, and just watch him try to hold laughing.
Yeah.
I think Kelvin tries to screw with him. I really do. And it's like a cat and mouse.
You'll see him move his mouth and just start looking around like, did anybody else catch that?
Yeah. You play
Ryan,
31 regular season. 9 would be too much. Go ahead.
how many people we got watching?
About 550.
550. Who the fuck wear a 2X? We're gonna give away some shit, man. I'm gonna give away a nice little red dry fit shirt. Who the fuck wears a 2X? That's what we doing today, Ryan. We giving some shit away.
Okay.
We're the back-to-back
2X.
conference motherfucking champions. That's what we're doing.
If you wear a 2X, just put it in a little chat thing,
Put it in the
and we'll
chat,
figure it
man.
out at some point, or we don't. Anytime your point guard gives you 2 assists and 4 turnovers, you still win comfortably. It's a great day at the office.
Well, shit,
Okay.
we had 9 total turnovers, so that's also,
That's not bad.
yeah. As long as it's under 10.
That's the number I've heard Kelvin say. Is that pretty much what they talk to y'all about? Or did 10 is the turnover number you want to stay under?
Throughout the course of a 40-minute game, let alone you're on the road, you want to try to keep your turnovers under 10. If you're able to do that and offensive rebound at the rate that we want to, you'll give yourself a good chance to win. Let alone with our defense and if guys are making shots, yeah, that's a recipe, to do what we do. So
Someone asked, please say there's a link to the net cuts. I don't think there is. I'm sure they'll have it in their
Right
the
back.
video. Okay, I guess Popeyes just delivered.
No, we back in Birmingham, Ryan.
You don't have Popeyes in Birmingham?
I don't gotta get it delivered.
Oh, okay. There you go. I am usually an XL, but I can wear a 2X. Let me tell you something, John. You're going to grow into this 2X. Nobody goes the other way, is what I'm finding out right now. Because I'm going to get there at some point if I don't figure this out.
Phrasing.
I just can't be responsible for what I say. I cannot be held to any sort of. I've got a lot head in my head right now. There's your 2X. Is that a 2X?
This is a 2X for sure.
Boy, it just doesn't seem that big.
Yeah,
I had lunch with Towns yesterday.
Yo, Brian, you got to chill. You got to chill, brother.
You know what would be funny is if I
Brian,
told you
put
that
this-
was all a put on.
Put
But
this
I just,
overlay up.
what overlay is that?
New media asset.
Pure 2X.
I don't see a new media asset. A video?
No, just
I don't see anything, Bradley.
it was right underneath the tweet you had up. This is a tweet from the Big 12.
Sheesh.
That's okay. It looks good too. The black, the silver. 250. I didn't see Brett Yormark here today. Maybe he was. I didn't see Brett Yormark here today. He'd been coming to a lot of games. I'm sure he'll be here Monday.
At some point, I mean, at some point our detractors and the guys who were here before us, eventually they will be right that this league will be tough, but I've yet to see it.
I don't see very many detractors these days.
Well, no, I mean,
you see people saying, "Oh, they're going to go out in the Sweet 16."
This year we just straight up dog walk this conference.
Yeah. Houston is the new standard in the Big 12. As Drake, oh goodness, we're going back to Drake. As Drake said, "What a time to be alive."
It's very old. Old Drake.
Are y'all afraid of Duke or Auburn in the dance? I would take Duke every day over Auburn myself.
Not afraid of either one of them. Just
not scared of either.
But I mean, just Auburn is a tough matchup. Duke, you matched up well with when you had Jamal last year. I think you could match up with him this year. But yeah, those are not our colors. Yeah, but if you keep winning road games in those colors, you should wear them. I'm a believer in that. I don't believe in the superstition bullshit, but you keep wearing them until you lose. What else do we have? I don't have my notes from the game.
I wanna ask you something, or y'all something.
Okay, let's go.
Compare winning the conference tournament. I mean, winning outright this year as opposed to last year.
I think last year was more impressive because it was the first time. Yeah, this first time people. I don't think very many people outside of that locker room thought you were going to come in here and win this conference the first year. And when you were sitting at 1-2 and had lost at Iowa State and at TCU, I don't think many people thought you were winning this league. That was I mean, this is impressive, but that you never pop your cherry a second time. There's always the first, and that one's going to be.
That's a great quote.
Put that on a
Thank you.
t-shirt.
Yeah,
But I'm still to disagree.
that's fine. Go ahead. What do you got?
You know, I just think with what we lost at the point guard position, we thought it'd be damn near impossible to replace. And you know, if you do something one time, it can be luck. But to do this shit back to back with the most important position on your team being a new guy, I think that speaks volumes to our program and our culture and the level that our guys are able to compete at. So I think winning it a second time, because there's a lot of people saying like, oh, that's just some bullshit. So we win it, we do it a second time. It's like, now what can you say? I beat your ass the first time, and then you want a rematch, and I whooped your ass again. It's like, now do you believe me? I just feel like whenever you can kind of like, you know, put some like, I don't know, but winning that a second time, that is. You kind of settle that. No, this ain't no bullshit. Like this is.
I think the Big 12 did us a huge favor in the preseason by putting Kansas as number one again. Because I mean,
the media did that, not the Big 12.
Well,
but Galen, I want to say that is a very good argument, and I could see myself backing that argument. That makes a lot of sense. I think you can make an argument for either, but yeah, thank you, Big 12 and the AP for putting Kansas number one. Can y'all hear this behind me?
No.
The UCF is here to do their shoot around.
Women's?
I hope I'm not. Yeah. That'd be weird if it were the men.
Yeah, they just played.
This year it was anticlimactic. That might be expectations way ahead of your where you're at. Yeah.
I think I'm just going to interpret this. I think it was meant in the vein that we knew we were going to win this for the last 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's fair.
Because I mean, you know, when you lock
once you went to Arizona and won.
Yeah, it was over.
I don't know, man. I just think this year a team losing 3 games non-conference, one of those being a San Diego State, comparing that to last year losing at Iowa State, there's levels to those losses.
Yeah.
And I just think that, you know, there was a lot of people, like, I'm sure people in our locker room, they were probably like, this ain't last year. And it's just to be able to weather that and still and arguably finish with a better record than we did last year. I think that's impressive, man. That's a lot of adversity to overcome.
And this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it got me thinking is that I really think that the best thing that happened to this team this year was that loss at San Diego State or against San Diego State, because that's a game that they did not show up for. And I think that was a lesson to them real quick that if you don't show up every single day, you ain't those guys.
Hey, fuck it being a lesson. That practice and that film session can get Wesley to pay his taxes. I couldn't even imagine how bad that was.
Oh yeah,
man, there was probably a lot of pain.
Brad and I went to lunch with Jamie, who does our previews, and one of the guys that does our No Conference for Old Men podcast yesterday. We went to Star Pizza, and we talked about this. Like, how many times can you recall in the last 5 years that U of H just did not show up? And San Diego State, which I kind of overlooked, was the great point. But before that, maybe TCU last year in Fort Worth. But otherwise, it's hard to remember one of those times. And every team in this league has done that recently. Has gone and looked like ass against somebody that they had no business losing to. U of H has not done that. 1 point loss in overtime is the only thing separating you from an undefeated season to this point in the league. Uh, uh, I think they're going to go try to beat the shit out of Kansas, and they're going to go try to beat Baylor. And then I think they shouldn't even go to Kansas City. Just take the week off, relax.
Sorry, flat tire. Sorry, flat tire.
Yep.
Couldn't make it.
Flat tire.
Well, yeah. Kansas is what that senior night.
Sorry, we got stuck on the freeway. Apologize for that. My bad. Yeah.
But Kansas is senior night, right?
Yes.
And you're starting 2-guard went to Baylor. Yeah, they're definitely going to try their hardest to finish 19-1 for sure.
And I mean, you know, this is Jawan's 4th senior night, and I think it's going to be his last. And I hope that he gets to go out again on the right note. I don't think they're going to get to run it back.
Who was senior night against last year?
Kansas.
Kansas. Okay, yeah. No, wasn't tripping. Okay.
Let's do it again.
A Saturday game. Yeah, they did. Tech beat them at Allen Fieldhouse. That's quickly becoming like your 6th or 7th best win. You thought at the time that it was monster. I mean, what you overcame at the end is crazy.
Right.
But there you go. Here you go. I think this is the first I wear 2X. One, you know, so we're going to give it. Randy, contact Galen on Twitter, on Instagram, on any of those things. Right there, T_Robinson1.
I'm shipping that shit to you tomorrow, Randy.
There you go. America.
American content.
2 in a row. Haven't lost on the road in over a year since February 3rd. It'll be 13 months on Monday from that. That's crazy. The whole point of the tougher non-con schedule was this run and the one to come. Yeah.
I think I said
Can't argue that.
Earlier show.
Oh, okay. Galen said that, y'all.
I mean, it was just validated comment, of their comment.
16-team league conference, and you beat every single team. This year's title is monumental. If you add the Big 12 tournament last year, you did the same thing last year. You had only played TCU once in a regular season. You beat them in Kansas City. It wasn't 16 teams, but you've run through this conference. It's insane if you think about it. What you've done. I mean, these are big ass state schools that, for the most part, except for BYU and UCF and Cincinnati, have been getting P5 money for 25 or more years.
Yeah, I mean,
You're talking about $1 billion more over the course of this that Baylor and TCU and Texas Tech have gotten that you haven't gotten.
Every one of them down to the lowest level, we're making $30 to $50 million more than U of A every single year for 25 years.
And I mean, that's a lot. You know, if you flip that script and gave U of H a 25-year head start over those schools, That would have been something.
But I think the U of H basketball program had to die to get to this level.
100%. We didn't know it then, but yeah.
No, and it died 1,000 deaths in CUSA and the American until
Yeah. Yeah.
1,000 deaths.
I agree with Oh, Michael. I thought we had something. I agree with Galen. Winning back-to-back makes a statement. I don't disagree with that at all. I think, Big 12, that's definitely a 3X. Or 1X, I guess, because it's too small. But yeah, Galen. People forget Auburn was a one-possession game with 41 seconds left. It's hurt U of H. The growth over the 4 months has been amazing to see. Yeah, you had to learn to close out games. And what you've been doing, you haven't necessarily been great late in games, but you've had 18-point leads.
That's why they run with that narrative. The narrative takes context, man.
Remember when beginning of the season, we've had this conversation a bunch after games. You know, we were debating who's going to be the leader, who's going to be the one to step up, who's going to take charge. After we started winning, nobody was really saying that anymore.
Yeah,
no one was asking those questions. Kind of went to the wayside, just like, well, where are all of our Q1 wins? You know, it's like, guys, let the season develop. It's going to happen.
Did it?
Like we said before, I mean, way back then, it's like, it takes time. We do this every single year. We have the guys who are going to do it. You just got to give them time to play together.
Yeah.
And here we are. Another trophy for the cabinet. Another banner for the ceiling. More rings for J1.
Hey, hold on, wait. Times, but what's wrong with our offense? Oh, man. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
When's the last time Miles fouled out? After he stopped doing that switch flip, I don't think it's the fouling out that switched the. They took a whole month of December and basically rerouted him and rerouted how they coached him. But he did foul out against Auburn, against Alabama, maybe San Diego State, and that was a problem. But I don't know that the fouling out was the switch flipping.
I think that kind of all ties into his mentality of just trying to, I see what they may mean with that, but yeah, he's kind of turned over a new leaf with his mentality and his approach. So, and even his defensive pride, like his defensive presence, like they aren't trying. You're not about to sit here and say, "Yeah, our game plan is to attack this kid." So, yeah, I feel like just his growth has kind of debunked, all that stuff.
What I was talking earlier about Cincy, about how they're trying to play tough and play aggressive when that's not who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can apply that exact same thing to Milos in the beginning of the season. Is that he wasn't that guy yet?
Yeah, it wasn't.
So because back then he did exactly what you saw from especially Danny Thomas today, doing a lot of reaching. Feet weren't moving. Wasn't getting in front of the ball, and so you're doing a lot of reaching. You're trying to be a lot more aggressive. So in Milo's case, it just took time. You had to fake it till you make it, and then you start to understand exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
And playing tough doesn't mean, or playing aggressive
doesn't mean
trying to be. It's not just trying to be physical for the sake of being physical. You're physical because you're in position to make the plays, and that's done with your feet.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever done that because my feet really never moved.
Yeah.
Accurate. I'm guessing.
To his credit, man, every issue or every concern that was had about him, he stuck with it. That's a tough kid. So hats off to him because when you hear people saying things loud and and there's big shoes for you to fill, you're not unaware of it. You're very much aware. And so to have all that pressure on you to deliver and then to, blossom, hats off to that kid, man. That's a tough kid.
I knew the date was perfect at the moment I ordered Star Pizza before the game. Absolute genius on my part. Star Pizza.
I would agree. What's it called, Ryan?
Star Pizza. So I am sick and tired of you
Galen, what'd he say?
motherfuckers. No. Shut up. I am tired of you people coming at me with Star Pizza. Yeah, I get it. I say it a little goofy. My mother came at me yesterday on the phone. Star Pizza. Yeah, we get it, mother. Star Pizza.
I saw somebody say every time they think of Star Pizza, they hear it in your voice. They say it in your voice.
Pizza.
Oh,
And now I'm saying it like Galen says it like me. I'm not even doing my thing. I'm doing your thing.
Imitation of an imitation. I guess that's flattering yourself.
Big
Yeah,
Mac.
well,
Mac.
I don't know if it's flattered myself. Star Pizza delivered pizzas to all the students before the game again today. This was Kelvin Sampson's where he feeds the students. He did that today. And Star Pizza just completely dominating. Once again, shout out to Star Pizza.
They
Fuck
do
you,
work,
Galen.
man. I mean,
Son of a
if they're
bitch.
brave and bold enough to feed me and then feed the students too, holy moly!
When we got to Star Pizza yesterday, thank you, Galen. When we got there yesterday for the buffet, you saw the girl come out with pizzas in her hand. She was sweating. Like, oh shit. It's go time. We practiced for this.
Please don't bite my arm.
Yeah. Oh. And then to go and watch Towns, he went to the buffet and put a pizza under both arms and went back to the table with it. It was different, but shout out to him. Scheduling note, no show tomorrow night. We're not going to do 3 nights in a row because you have Monday night here. So we'll do Monday night and tonight. Won't do it tomorrow night. We'll try to do it next week, heading into the Big 12 tournament. I want to get a couple players and do a little different show. We'll see if we can make that happen. But no show tomorrow night because, they let us play volleyball in season. But when the tourney happens, we get called constant. My fear is when a shooting team can make us pay with back-to-back threes or living at the line. It's possible.
My
That's a
fear is
great
when
point.
the other
That's a
team
great
makes all their
point.
shots. And we
And
don't
that's
make all
also
of them.
everyone's fear.
Yeah.
Very common fear to have.
My biggest fear is
That team
when
is us.
other teams score more than we do. I've heard that's not a good thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Galen, do you know anything about Cameron Lomax, 2026 kid from Frisco Heritage, was in the building today?
I do not. Is he a guard?
He's a guard. They like him. You're not here on March 1st unless they really like you.
Yeah.
But he's a 2026 guy.
How tall is he?
I think he's like 6 foot, 6'1". I'm not 100% on that. We have been following each other. 6'2" is what he's listed at. We've been following each other on Twitter. I don't remember him, but there he goes. Cameron Lomax. 6'1" is what his Twitter says. So maybe he's not 6'2".
Wow.
5 to 6 years in Ken top 10. What Houston is doing in the modern era is short of amazing. It's not short of amazing. Nothing short of amazing. It shouldn't be happening. It just shouldn't. But you've got a guy in that locker room that really likes to win and has figured it out. What is Galen's contract?
Contact.
Oh, contact, not contract. Because I was going to say you ain't got one. But G_Robinson 1 That's it.
on
Twitter and on Instagram. Or you can go to onesubstantial.com. The email address is on there and email it.
damn Randy.
Yeah. He wants a shirt.
I'm just saying, Randy must not be tech savvy.
Well, it happens.
Yeah. Ryan, you tech savvy as shit.
I'm really not.
You be doing
No.
shit I don't know how to do.
No. Brad will tell you. The people that are on our websites will tell you. I'm not. I know how to do the few things that I know how to do, but for the most part, no.
View is subjective.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap this. I want to go eat. It feels like it's been all day. Shout out to the H Association, Awesome Barbecue. Thank you all so much for asking me to come do that. That was so cool. With Don Chaney, his number is right there, retired, and Dejan Giroux, Geeky, with DC Nobles, who was amazing. I had never really spoken to him. Came out of Lufkin Dunbar. Elmer Red recruited him, coached him in high school, and he had a situation. He and Don Chaney both kind of said this, that their mothers decided they were going to U of H, and that was it. You can say, "Oh, I'm committed to U of H," but you're going to U of H, and both wanted to be pioneers of. They were the first to. Don Chaney and give me just a minute.
Thought he was having a stroke.
Shout out Ryan, man. Ryan's a good guy. I fuck with Ryan. Bro trying not to get kicked out. They have a shoot around, brother.
He's got to pull rank. Say, do you know who I am?
Hey, yeah. I'm Roy. I'm Roy Monceaux.
I'm Roy fucking Monceaux. Damn it.
Oh man. Ryan is funny as shit. Ryan, you good, bro?
What happened? I got kicked out.
Roy Monceaux.
UCF kicked me out of the arena part of Fertitta.
The fact that they thought, no.
Yeah, that's what we're doing is fine. So, anyways, could y'all hear that? Is that what happened? Oh,
No,
okay.
we were just talking shit anyhow.
That's good. That's fine.
How about you?
I got two coaches come up to me like, "What are you doing? What are you recording? Are you recording us?" I'm like, no, I don't care. And I mean, if y'all lose to that women's team, it's not good. So, anyways, let's wrap this up because not only am I hungry, I've been ejected.
Standing, yeah, you're standing up.
So, yeah, no kidding, right? Free throws and the ball.
Dude, if you haven't noticed, nobody here gives a fuck about that.
Yeah,
nobody cares about that sport.
Oh well. Sorry. I mean, so I was trying to talk about Don Chaney and Elvin Hayes, and this woman just is standing right over me, and I couldn't concentrate. I don't know, man. It just got weird.
Uncomfortable.
Really did. I couldn't focus on what I was saying.
Hold on. 1 second. Oh, you good, brother? You're safe. You're safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. All right, Brad, go ahead.
Wins are always good. Championships are always better. It's hard to really kind of sum it up. It's just amazing knowing where we've come from, living through kind of the dark days of this program and seeing where it is, you got to celebrate every step of the process. And, each win is big. Each one of these titles, it never gets, I don't know. It's just really hard to say what this really is. Just because we've come so far, and we are now at the level, at the level that U of H was whenever I first started following them when I was a kid back in 1983. And
Good God.
this team is where the U of H program was. And I thought that was the greatest thing on earth. And now we're getting to live it again as, well, for me, as being an old person. It's just simply amazing how far it's come and how consistent it's been. It's every single year. And we start following everything in June when the guys show up, and then whenever the practices start in the fall, and then we go through this process of just kind of going along the ride with these teams and watching them evolve over time and what they turn into. And up until now, they've turned into champions every single year for how long, Ryan? When's the last time we didn't win a title?
2021, when Wichita State didn't play those 4 games.
Well, and
so you lost it by
we
half, but you won the
title.
conference tournament. So it would have been Galen's junior year, I believe.
Yeah.
So that would be a long time.
I think we finished what, second, and then in the conference tournament we lost in the championship on a heartbreaker. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Is this a good mugshot kind of lighting? I feel like
yes. You just need a measuring stick next to you.
Yeah. Well, I got the you're going to be kicked out for inebriation, unmanageable contact, abusive or foul language. I'm getting there. So, Galen, what you got?
Like kind of to piggyback on what Town said, it's been a surreal journey to witness. You can't help but appreciate it because we went from being at the bottom to being the measuring stick for Power 5 programs.
Yep.
And that just says a lot about our coaching staff, our players, our mentality, our culture. So, our guys, they deserve to win because of how they go about their day-to-days and the work they put in. So that they earn the right to win. And that's how you hang championships. That's how you win championships. That's how you hang banners. That's how you get rings. And that's how you survive and advance in March Madness. So just proud of our guys, man. Proud of our coaches and everybody in between. Our supporters, proud of y'all. Happy that we're all able to enjoy this level of success because of how long we were deprived. So just beyond grateful, man, for this program and for our university.
Another ring. That's pretty cool.
Ryan, you so matter of fact.
Well, what y'all both said it. What else is there to say?
That was perfect, bro. That was perfect. That was you, Ryan.
Yep.
Another ring. Cool.
Tuesday night, Kingston Flemings versus Shelton Henderson at TSU.
Is that gonna be televised
at 7
or stream?
I don't know. I'm gonna take my camera. Let's see if they throw me out of that one. We'll televise it. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go. We'll see. Jamie's gonna go.
You're gonna be over there at 6 o'clock anyhow.
We'll go over where what?
You're gonna be at U of H till late anyhow on Tuesday.
Monday. Monday night. Tuesday's a day off. Before going to Baylor.
They play on Tuesday.
Houston basketball is, you're arguably going to see 2 NBA caliber players playing each other at on Tuesday. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So there you go. We appreciate everyone being here with us. This is our 29th show during this basketball season. Galen's been to about 3. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Do what I can, man.
But between football shows and Sunday nights and this, we're over 50 podcasts for this academic school year. We'll be doing them Monday night, next week at Baylor, and then conference tournament and in the dance. There's a lot still to do. And we appreciate all of you being here with us with my awesome lighting here. GoCoogs.com. I think we have practice tomorrow afternoon. We'll be there as we always are. And Galen will be back with us. You'll be back here Monday night, right? You don't play till Tuesday or something.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you're good. Galen or Brad, you'll be here. Oh, okay. Brad will be here. And I'll be here. So thank y'all so much for being with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Star Pizza.
Star Pizza. Star Pizza.
Ryan Monceaux, Brad Town.
Mhm.
I fuck with y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. It's been the best is yet to come.
Real quick. The coaches are fast because I didn't see him coming. Now,
Made their way up the bank.
shut up, Brad. Shut up, Brad. Damn it. Mother, son of a. Y'all are killing me. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate it.
So obviously we do it live.
Yeah, no kidding. There is not a lot of practice that goes on with these shows. Not anything there. This women's team, they're good. They're quick. Thank you so much. Star Pizza, GoCoogs.com, OneSubstantial.com. We'll see y'all Monday night.